you through a slow-moving, gentle stretch yoga session suitable for older adults or beginners. Grab your mat and get ready to begin. Hello and welcome to Asana with Jess. Starting in a tabletop position, we're going to take our knees as wide as the mat, toes together, and push our hips back, bringing our forehead to the mat and our arms out in front of us. This is one version of our child's pose. The second version is knees together, forehead to the mat with your arms along your sides. You can decide which variation you prefer. This is our Balasana, or child's pose. You are most welcome to come back to this restorative pose at any point in today's practice if you feel a pose is not within your reach. Draw your attention to your breath, inhaling deeply into the lungs and slowly exhaling, releasing your body into this pose. Taking a few more breaths here before we transition into our next pose. Slowly begin to lift your head, bringing your arms out in front of you, coming back up into that tabletop position. Hands in line with your shoulder and knees in line with your hips. Taking a deep breath in, we're going to arch the spine facing forward for our cow pose. And exhaling, arching the spine, tucking the chin in for our cat pose. Inhale, slowly arch the back and gaze forward again. And exhale, arch the back, tuck the chin in. Continue moving through these cat and cow sequences at your own pace. Taking one last cat-cow here. And when you're ready, tuck the toes under and lift the knees above the mat. Just hovering here for a second, engaging your core. Untuck the toes and release. Now tuck the toes under again and lift the knees off the mat. And release. Tuck the toes under and lift. And this time, slowly push your hips to the sky, keeping the knees bent, coming into our downward dog. Try to roll your shoulders back, not hunching them by your ears. And imagine your body is in a straight line from your hands to your hips. If you have a bit more hamstring flexibility, you can extend the legs, straightening the knees. To warm up the hamstrings, you can pedal your feet as I'm demonstrating here, bending one knee at a time and pressing the opposite foot towards the earth. When you are in this pose, make sure your neck is not straining. And you don't have to press your heels all the way to the mat. You can keep them above the mat and try and straighten the legs. This will give you a deeper stretch in the back of your legs. Take a few more moments in this pose, remembering you can always return to our child's pose if you need. Inhale deeply, and on the exhale, start stepping forward towards your hands, taking 6 to 8 tiny little steps, keeping the legs as extended as you can until you make your way to your hands. Once you're at the top of your mat, hold on to your opposite elbows and take some rocks from side to side. Letting it all go, releasing any tension in the back and making sure you're bending from your hips, not your back. And release your hands. If you can't quite touch the floor, just rest your hands on your legs. At the knees, bringing the hands to your sides, scooping the hands up above your head and pressing the palms together, imagining your body is in a straight line. This is our mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale, on the exhale, taking a gentle back bend, gazing up towards your hands and returning to center. Maintaining this strong mountain pose for a little while longer, really grounding the feet and releasing your hands to heart center. Inhale, Closing your eyes and taking a moment here to catch your breath and reset. And bend at the hips, coming into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, coming up to our halfway lift with our back straight, and exhale into a forward fold. Step back into a low lunge, followed by the other foot coming into a plank position. Now you can take this next part on your knees if it's easier. Bend the elbows, doing a push-up. Untuck the toes, coming onto your elbows into our Cobra pose. This is our baby cobra, so it's not a full back bend, but it provides a gentle stretch along the spine. Keep your gaze forward. Inhale, and on the exhale, lower your chest to the mat. Push back onto your knees, coming into whichever child's pose variation you choose, and rest your forehead on the mat. Lift your chest off the mat, coming back into our tabletop position. Tuck the toes under and lift the knees off the mat. And when you're ready, pull the hips to the sky, coming into our downward dog, remembering to keep the knees bent if this is easier. Bending the knees to pedal the feet out. Step one leg through to low lunge, followed by the other foot, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen, exhale and fold. Bending at the knees, bring the hands into the sky, pressing the palms together, elongating the spine, staying strong in our mountain pose. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, tip your hands back, arching the back and looking up towards the sky, and coming back to center, bringing your hands down to your heart. Placing your hands on your hips, lift the left foot slowly, grabbing onto your knee and pulling it into the chest. You can choose to stay here, or to advance this pose, place your foot below your knee on the inside of your leg, bringing your hands to heart center. This is our Vrikshasana, our tree pose. This pose is great for strengthening the legs and improving coordination. Take a few more breaths in this pose. Slowly release your foot from your leg and pull the knee back into the chest, hugging it with your hands, and release to the floor. Pedal the legs out. We're going to get ready to do the same pose on the other side. So lifting your right leg this time, pulling it into the chest, remembering you can stay here if you choose, or placing that right foot below your knee on the inside of your leg and with your hands at heart center. It can help to focus on a spot on the floor. This improves your concentration, allowing you to balance better. Take a few more breaths here. Slowly release your foot from your leg, pulling it into the chest and releasing it to the floor. Pedal the feet out if you need. Draw your hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale and fold. Step one foot back into low lunge, followed by the other foot coming into a plank. You can take this on the knees if you wish, bending at the elbows, pushing the chest to the floor, untucking the toes, and coming up into our baby cobra. Ground the knees on the mat, and using your hands, push yourself up, pushing into a child's pose with your hands above your head. Remembering to focus on your breathing, feeling the deep inhale into your belly and exhaling. When you are ready, roll through to tabletop position. Tuck the toes under and lift the knees off the mat. When you're ready, pushing the hips to the sky and untucking the toes, remembering you can keep your knees bent. Bending one knee at a time, pedaling the legs out to help warm them up. Remember, it is okay if your heels don't touch the mat. You can always bend your knees a little. And for a healthy neck alignment, you want to focus your gaze towards your thighs or your feet. Step your left foot through to low lunge and turn your back right foot so that it is facing sideways down your mat. Bend your left leg and come up into our warrior two, making sure your hips are parallel to your mat. Bringing your arms out wide, check that they are level and sink into that bent knee. This is a very strong pose. Remember to inhale and exhale, sinking deeper into this pose. Now take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, sink that little bit deeper into that front leg. Now straighten that bent knee and turn that left foot inwards. Turn both feet slightly pigeon-toed and take a wide-legged forward fold. If you can't reach the mat, that is okay. You can rest your hands on your legs, or you can choose to take the variation I'm taking here, hands behind the head and gentle bobbing motions. You can change variation midway through if you like, such as I am here, grabbing onto the outsides of my ankles, trying to pull my chest closer towards my legs. Move your hands towards your right foot and turn that foot out so that it's facing lengthways down your mat. Bend that knee, keeping the back foot the same, and come up into our warrior two, bringing your arms out wide and sinking into that right leg. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, sink a little bit deeper into that bent leg. Draw your hands down to your mat on your right side and step that left leg back into downward dog, remembering you can bend the knees here if you need. Lower your knees to the mat, untuck your toes, bring your legs out in front of you. Bend your left knee, laying that leg flat on the ground. Take your right knee above your left knee and place your left arm across it, bringing your right arm behind you and looking over your right shoulder. This is a nice seated twist. Make sure you are actively pulling your right knee towards you with your left arm. And your right foot is grounded on the mat. Unwrap your legs and bring them out in front of you again. We are going to do the same pose on the other side. This time bending the right knee and laying it flat on the mat and taking the left leg over the right knee, planting that left foot on the ground. Taking your right arm, press your left knee towards you and look over your left shoulder. Untangle your legs and bring them out in front of you. Ensure your torso is upright, making a 90-degree angle with your body. Bring your hands above your head, intertwining them, and lean towards your toes. It's okay if you can't touch your toes, just place your hands however far you can get comfortably. And make sure you're bending from your hips, not your back. Keep your gaze upright to prevent you from slouching. When you begin to get comfortable, reach that little bit further to deepen the stretch. Take one last breath here, and when you're ready, slowly bring your torso upright. Shuffle down your mat and lower your body to the ground. Facing your palms upright to radiate good energy and relaxing our entire body. This is our Savasana, the most restorative pose of them all. Close your eyes and imagine you are in your favorite location. What sounds can you hear? What scents can you smell? What things can you touch? This is the pose we will end today's session on. Feel free to stay in this for as long as you like, or you can choose to wrap it up with me. Begin to draw the knees into the chest, wiggling those hands, opening your eyes, and turning on your side into our fetus pose. And slowly make your way up into a seated position on your mat. Bringing your hands to heart center, feeling your heart beating and thanking your body for your practice today. Sending you love and light. Namaste.